Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam279. As you may remember, Krishna saved the boys and the cows from the fire. The fire and the piteous cry of the cows was still fresh in their minds. They could not grasp it at all, that the fire had abated and that they were all safe. For a moment, in their amazement, they thought that Krishna was the Lord of Lords, who had no beginning and no end, that he was Narayana himself. But very soon that feeling vanished. They only knew that their playmate, their darling Krishna, was capable of saving them from any dire calamity, and that he was a wonderful person. Beyond that, they could not gauge him. They went home and told the people of Vrindavan about the great achievements of Balarama and Krishna. The men and women of Vrindavan thought that it was indeed their great good fortune that two divine beings had been born in their midst as their children. 176, the rainy season. The heat of summer had abated. Summer had now been lost in the rainy season. Grishma Ritu was over and Varsha Ritu was fast approaching. The skies lost their pure blue, and there were clouds scattered here and there, the harbingers of the rain clouds that were to come. Soon the sky was overcast, and a dull gray skin seemed to be stretched across the entire expanse of sky. All of a sudden there could be heard deep rumbling noises from afar. The darkness of the skies would be rent for a moment or two by streaks of lightning. It looked like the three gunas, all in the same place. The sky made one think of Brahman. It was covered by the dense black clouds which stood for Tamoguna. The thunder which was rumbling seemed to personify Rajoguna, and the lightning which lit up the darkness for Sattvaguna. Like the Paramatma, when caught in the Avaranas, becomes Jivatma. Even so, the sky appeared to be full of clouds, of thunder, of lightning. For the last 8 months, the sun had been sucking dry all the waters that he could lay his rays on, and now he decided to return it all to Mother Earth. This was so like the action of kings who take as much wealth as they can in the form of taxes, and when the time comes, return them to the people in the form of benefits. Great souls are prepared to lay down their lives if by their action they can benefit humanity. Even so, the clouds annihilated themselves by giving all their waters to the earth below. Blown hither and thither by the strong winds, the clouds shed water incessantly. The earth, which had become thin, emaciated because of the heat of summer, once again became luscious and full of greenery. When night set in, the stars and planets could not be seen. The only light that could be found was the twinkling, uncertain light shed by the glowworms. It seemed like the Kali Yuga, when the Vedic paths would be forgotten and only improper and immoral ways of life would be evident. The frogs, which had been silent till now, began to croak incessantly, all of a sudden, which brought to mind the parallel of young boys at their studies who, when they find their master approaching, will suddenly begin to recite their lessons in a loud voice. Small and insignificant brooks and streams, which till now were unnoticed, suddenly filled up with water, and they resembled small men who had been denied the pleasures of the senses for a long time, who had been denied the thrill of being rich, and who, when they suddenly achieved these, behaved turbulently, without knowing how to curb their vain desires, and who did not know how to pull the reins on their wayward minds. The fields were green, with the crops growing lush and luxuriant. Everything looked beautiful on the face of the earth, which was drenched in the pure water from the clouds. water which was sweet, fresh, and cool. Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, thank you for coming. I hope you come again.